All right, thank you all for coming. Coach Hazell is joined by MAC East Offensive Player of the Week, Dri Archer, and defensive lineman Nate Terhune.
Well, it was a great win for the football program in a contest that we knew would be very difficult when you have two good football teams that look very similar to one another, battling for fourth quarters, and you knew it was going to be a test of the will at the end of the game, and really they did an excellent job. Their staff did an excellent job preparing for us, and at the end of the game we were able to make a good defensive stop to get the ball back and to kill the clock. But there was a great football contest. If you were just a football fan in the stadium, you're sitting on the edge of your seats throughout the whole contest because there was two good football teams battling the entire length of the football game, and I couldn't be more proud of our team to find a way to win the football game at the end.
Coach, at the end of the game, you were jumping up and down, dancing a little bit, pumping your fist with the team. Was this just built-up excitement from the whole season?
Well, I don't know what it was. It was a response at the time, but I was just so happy for our guys and for the Kent State family. Anybody who's ever put on a sweatshirt for Kent State, I was happy for, and that's probably a little bit of that coming out at the time.
How's the Gatorade making you feel?
Well, it caught me off guard. I was thinking, why aren't they using their timeout right now? And then I should have known something was up. When the cameras started lining up, I should have known something was up. Caught me off guard.
Anything in the game, looking back, that maybe something we may have missed that may have influenced or turned it for Kent State?
I'm not sure there's any one particular thing. Obviously, we had guys making plays in all facets. Defensively, offensively, special teams, I thought we may have gotten a little bit of edge in special teams, but we had some guys really step up. We talked about it in the locker room about the A players having to get A's in this one, and we had some A players really step up for us.
Dri, your final touchdown run was pretty remarkable. Can you just take me through like how you got to the end zone?
Yeah, they were bringing a blitz on the right side. Spencer had a great check. I did a zone read. The linebacker stepped up in the hole. I just gave him a quick move, and I broke outside. And I seen Eric at the end, me blocking on the outside, blocking the corner. And I ran to his side, and someone jumped on my back, and he just flipped over my back. And I realized I was still up, and I just cut across the field. I saw Spencer, so he was just my lead blocker to the end zone.
That's the first time I heard. That was another check?
Mm-hmm.
How many of your touchdowns have been checks this year?
I would have. Right. I couldn't throw a number out right now, but we've had quite a few run checks that have been big plays for us.
What do you think, Dri, when you see that play, like we do after it's over, and you go back and you see the replay? What do you think?
I just be like, wow, that really happened. I mean, it catches me off guard sometimes, some of the things I do, but it turned out good for us.
It seemed like it was real. I mean, obviously it's real, but what are you thinking?
I mean, I'm not really thinking anything. The only thing I was thinking about is just not getting tackled.
Dri, when you think about last year and having to sit last year and then all the good that's come to you this year, is it something that you could have imagined, just the degree of attention that you've gotten nationally even? It seems like nowadays you can't, I get a text at least once a day or something about something that's been national or something that's gone just bigger than Kent State. You surprise yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've been very surprised to see it. I mean, I didn't think anything of this stuff was possible, but, just to give all my thanks to God. He blessed me. A lot of good things have been happening.
I've asked Coach Hazell this a couple times, but is there a point for both of you players where you just knew something special was happening? I mean, was there a game or playing a game or just a point where you just realized, you know what, this is just a really blessed season, and as long as we continue on this path? Was there a game, was it early in the season, midway through?
Probably after that Kentucky game, that hurt a lot of guys. After we took that loss, everybody came in the next day just focused. We've been on a 9-game win streak since then. So that's probably about the game.
For me, I think it was the Ball State game. Seeing the offense battle back, we were struggling on defense, and then they drove down and kicked the game-winning field goal. That, to me, I knew something was special.
Nate, you were part of a big fake punt. Was that the first time you carried the ball? Or?
Yeah, I played offensive tackle in high school too, so that was the first time I've got to run with the ball in a long time.
How was it?
It was pretty exciting. I felt like Dri for like 5 seconds. Andrew and Leon, they opened up a huge hole, and I just got to run. It was pretty exciting.
What made you go with Nate instead of somebody else that's an back in that play?
Well,
And when did you see his hand to know that he could?
the element of surprise in personnel is as big as anything. It really is. Do they expect us to snap the ball to him? Absolutely not. We had been working that play since day 3 in camp. And, you go 11 games into the season before you can actually use it. And then it works just as you draw it up. And as I said before, that play is one of those plays where you want to call it back in your territory so they're not in safe punt. But you also want to call it when it's 8 to 15 yards. 15 yards because you don't know how far you can run with it. But you want to call it beyond 8 so they stay out of safe defense, safe punt defense. And I think it was 4th and 12 or something along those lines. I think it was somewhere around there. But he did an unbelievable job of execution, and we got a little chuckle out of it yesterday as a team watching it on film because he did not look like Dri.
You said since day 3 in camp then, well, when did it come to you that that was a possibility as a play that at some point you could use?
We go in every week saying, okay, what are the fakes we can use against this team based on what they're doing? And obviously we saw the Ohio game. And this is where film study comes into play. Bowling Green had brought punt pressure 22 times in all their games. And 18 of them were in the first or second quarter. So we knew we were going to get it early, and that's when you want to run it against, when they're bringing punt pressure. So we took a look on the first punt, and then the second punt, we decided to run it.
No butterflies, Nate?
I didn't really have time to be nervous because I knew that night I was a little nervous, but when we got out there, I didn't think we were going to run it on that one yet. I thought it was a little far at first, but they gave the call and they gave us the right look right away, and then all the butterflies kind of went away.
Was it called on the sidelines or in the huddle?
It's called on the sideline before we go out, and then I check it. I give the go call or whatever if they show us the right look.
Turn it down?
Yeah. Let's have to give the right look though.
Obviously, them doing their damage too in the game before they scored 19 points off block punts. Obviously, that comes into play as well.
Oh, absolutely. All those things come into play. And, they thrived off of that against Ohio. We knew that they had just come off that game, so we were going to see the same type of pressure early.
Dri, how's it feel though to win the MAC East and MAC Player of the Week in the same weekend?
It feels real good. But I mean, that's not what we're focusing on. That's just part of our goal. Now we got to go out and prepare for Ohio, play Ohio this weekend, and go into the MAC championship.
Coach, Durham didn't play in the second half. What's his update? Is he going to be able to go against OU?
He's a probable for right now. He practiced a little bit this morning. He's got a little bit of a hip pointer. But I think he should be ready for us on Friday.
And how do you prepare for OU? You clinched them go to the MAC championship, but OU's still a rival, and you still have the rankings. So how do you handle it? Is everyone going to play all 4 quarters?
Oh, absolutely. This game is just like every other game on our schedule. And, we owe it to our seniors who are going to take their last step in Dick Stadium on Friday. And when we put the schedule out at the beginning of the season, these were the games that were on the schedule. We're going to play. We're all competitors. And we're going to play every single contest as hard as we can play to win the football game. And that's what our mindset is right now.
At the same time, does it make sense to rest Trey a little bit if you can?
We're going to do everything we can to win this football game.
And for all three of you guys, how's it feel to be finally ranked in the BCS standings?
I mean, it feels good, you know. I mean, it's a good feeling, but like I said before, that wasn't none of our goals going into the season.
Yeah, as long as we're ranked at the end of the season, that's kind of more important, I guess. And I just want to win the MAC right now, and OU, more importantly, right now.
Can you guys talk about playing this last game for your seniors?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I mean, most of these guys are the guys I came in here with. So I mean, I built a strong relationship with them. So I would do anything just to win this game for them.
Yeah, for Dana Brown and Jake Dooley, just the seniors on the defensive line, it means a lot to them, and I'm going to try everything I can to make sure that we leave Friday with a win.
Coach, teams are doing so much now to stay away from Drew on kickoffs. It seemed like a couple times you almost got burned trying to figure out ways to counter that. I mean, at what point do you say, hey, we'll just, you had the one on the, I'm thinking of the one on the sidelines.
Right, coming off the half, right at halftime, right after
Right.
we came out.
Yeah, and they had two chances to almost recover it.
They should have recovered it. And
Yeah.
Dri's great hustle got us with that ball back.
Mm.
But that could have been a disaster for us. You know, we were trying to stack them and trying to run them to where the kick was going to be, and we weren't successful doing that. So the next kick, we came out with our diamond alignment, which put a third returner out there, which handles that situation, which is probably the most logical thing to do if you know you're going to get those. It's the safest thing for sure. Doesn't allow you to get the big returns that you're hoping to get. But if you look at our drive starting analysis, we're getting the ball about the 37, 38-yard line, which is, if you were to say you can have the ball in the 38 every time to start a drive, I would take it. So it's kind of working for us, but we almost got burned on Saturday because of it.
So, I mean, is it a point where you just say, hey, let's just...
Yes, there is a point where you can say if they're going to try to chip it, and typically they're going to try to pooch it to the 25, the 20-yard line. Well, that one hit about the 32, 33-yard line, which was a long way for us to get to, and that's hard.
Coach, at one point OU was the darling of the MAC. They were ranked, and then they've lost 3 games in the MAC now. This is their biggest game of the year. They can knock off Kent State, who's become the new leader of the MAC. What's it like preparing for a team like that that has really nothing to play for?
Well, again, it's about how competitive you are, and we're not going to do anything we haven't done for the past 11 weeks in terms of preparation. We're going to study the film, and we're going to play as hard as we can play and try to put people in the right positions to make plays for us. It's a good Ohio football team that lost three games in the MAC. It is still a good football team, and we know that. They're very dangerous, and they got good players. The quarterback's an excellent player that keeps the ball alive. The running back's an excellent player who can break tackles. So we got to do a good job in all phases to be successful. Yeah, they're playing a lot of even coverage in the back end, cover 4, and then in throwing situations, they play a lot of cover 1. They're not a big blitzing team. You know, just Coach Soldich's personality is a pretty conservative, you know, be very well coached, try not to beat yourself with scheme and those types of things. So I think it's going to be somewhat of a generic defense that we see, but we're still going to have to play extremely hard.
How much, I know they've had a lot of injuries, how much do you think that's played into their struggles?
Oh, that's huge. You lose as many guys as they've lost throughout the course of the season. I mean, you take 8 guys off your roster that are starters, and you got some issues. It's hard to battle through those situations. So that's played a huge part in there. And they still 8 games that they've won.
Dri and Nate, what are you guys going to do to make sure the rest of your teammates don't look past Friday, because you guys already clinched the MAC championship?
You know, just make sure everybody prepares like usual. You know, just focus on OU. Nothing else matters right now. Just OU.
Yeah, and like Coach has said, we're not going to do anything different this week. Just take it one game at a time and keep preparing.
You had a 6 a.m. practice this morning?
6:15 technically.
Not 6:18 or?
No, 6:15, the horn went off, and we went for an hour. We went 12 periods, and I thought it was important. This is a huge class day for us where our guys are in class, and the class schedule goes from 7:45 until 9 at night, and it was hard to get the majority of our players at practice throughout the course of the day. So I thought we needed to get out there and run around. So we kept them from 6:15 till 7:15, and I thought we got a lot of work done for that quick hour.
That's not something you usually do at all?
No, I would not do that. And we're in a short week situation with Thanksgiving, and this is our our Tuesday practice. Tomorrow will be our Wednesday practice, and then we'll back off the next day.
How much of an advantage is it for the Bobcats since they played in the middle of the week last week and you guys have a short because it's Thanksgiving week?
Well, just listen to Coach Solich. He said his team was tired, those last couple of games because they had played so many games. So I'm sure those 3 or 4 extra days of rest are going to help those guys get well rested. So, that'll help them.
Anything else? Thank you.